Welcome to your second module in your class on how to promote to Silver Elite. So this is geared towards those of you who have a desire to want to grow your business. You could have just started literally 2 months ago, and you know that you want to set your business on a path where you're going to grow and promote and be in charge of your own future and your own promotions. Or maybe you are a bronze elite or a silver already and you want to continue to take it to the next level. So no matter where you're at, and some of you, I know maybe just promoted to silver elite, but you're really desiring on how can you do it on a strong foundation so you don't have to worry about being retitled or losing your title. And you want to move forward to eventually hit gold and gold elite. So there's all kinds of you on this call, and I'm so grateful that you're investing your time to be here. Now we have our second class to tackle. Before we get there, I want to recap a little bit about what we did last week to kind of give you the importance of it before we dive into today, because we do these in order for a reason. What we're going to share today probably isn't going to work if you don't have any customers. It might work a little bit, but then you're going to come up to more and more obstacles. So last week we talked about growing your sales, and specifically growing your sales because we need to find new customers. And customers are people who are buying product, not just attending classes and making cards. Because here's the deal, if you have customers if you do flat fee classes and they come and just make cards and don't buy any product, why would they want to buy the starter kit? Why would they want product? Because they just come and make pretty cards. So we, as demonstrators and as teachers and as people who run classes, we set the expectations of our customers. My customers are no different than yours. My top sellers' customers are no different than yours. What the difference is that we set the expectation that they're supposed to order when they come to class. It's how we price our classes. Our classes are priced free with a purchase, and we encourage them to order. We give them wish lists. We give them order forms. And it's silly for them to just pay the fee when they can get their cards for free by placing an order. We are encouraging the behavior of falling in love with a product, collecting the product, and then actually using it. These are the people that will become future downline members for you. If you're struggling with recruiting, it could be because you're doing flat fee classes and your customers just don't have any desire for the starter kit. They don't have any desire to collect the product. If that's the case, then you're right. You're probably going to struggle with getting recruits. But when you've run classes, consistent classes like we mapped out last week, when you do workshops or private classes that focus on product, when you share the product and show them the benefits, the many, many benefits that come along with all the different product that we sell, then the natural course of action is to get that for the best deal in the catalog, to get that as cheap as they possibly can. And that is going to be using the starter kit. So last week was so important that you have your classes structured properly, you have your pricing structure down properly, and you have at least 4 events on your calendar. If you are brand new, if you've been around for 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter. You are all in the same boat together. You've got to get events on your calendar that are producing you sales and new customers, and you can do it. There are hundreds and thousands of women who do it all the time, and you can do it too. It's about reaching out of your comfort zone. It's about asking and scheduling and doing follow-up calls and follow-up emails and follow-up text messages to make sure you get people to come to your events. We mapped that all out last week. Hopefully you've had a chance to listen, but I can't stress enough that you have to take action on what you learned in order to be able to have these parts take off. Now, some of you may already have established classes and you have some people who come. When we go on to step 2, which is sharing the starter kit, you will probably have to continue, you will absolutely have to continue to find new customers to always take place of those that you recruit. The point is to sign them up, build them up, strengthen them to go out there and run their own classes, and repeat that process. So you can't just have this little core group of customers that you have, expect to recruit them, and then not expect that your business might struggle afterwards. So just go in with the right expectations that you know that's going to happen, so you have a flow of new customers coming in. Last week we mapped out several different funnel things that you can do, how to hold a workshop or a private class in your business so that you have a flow of new people coming in to replace the ones that you're going to recruit. And that goes for the same thing online. If you're recruiting online, you have to have other online customers that you have to take those place. So it's a mindset. Don't be frustrated. Don't be scared. Don't be overwhelmed. You are always, no matter what level you're at, are going to be looking for new customers. Okay, with that being said, let's jump into week 2. This is all about sharing the starter kit, otherwise known as recruiting, but that's not typically what I call it because that might scare away some people. It might scare away you. We're not going to be recruiting people into this business pyramid, this mogul that we're building. We are simply going to be sharing. We're simply going to be sharing the starter kit for many different reasons, many, many wonderful reasons. So before I start, let's review just some numbers. To reach Silver Elite, remember you need 7,200 CSV in the last 12 months rolling. We covered that in the first one. I wanted to make sure that I did, I don't think I did last week, but I wanted to make sure that I reminded you that that is CSV. So if you're listening to this and you are from a different country, then you need to make that transition with your requirements. But it's the 7,200 CSV. And you also need 5 of your own personal direct recruits. Now there's a little caveat to that. If you've been around for a little while, maybe you recruited somebody and she became a team member and then she recruited somebody too. But then something happened and the person that you signed up dropped. Then guess what happens? The person that she had becomes one of your direct recruits. So in that case, you might not have personally recruited her, but she would count as one of your directs. So that's just a caveat I have to put in there. But for the most part, I want all of you focusing on that you need at least 5 of your own personal direct recruits. I always recommend that you overshoot because sometimes promoting to Silver Elite can take maybe 6 months. And someone that you recruit at the very beginning might drop off in that time frame. So you always want to overshoot. So I always say plan on 7. Just have 7 in your brain and work towards 7. Either way, we're going to continue to recruit. What I'm going to teach you today is not something you're going to do just for the next 3 months or just for the next 3 weeks. This is something you're going to do in your business consistently and constantly so that you always have a flow of new people coming into your business because they might be your future leaders. You know, new customers are new recruits, which then turn into your new leaders that you're going to do. And we're going to cover that next week or in our next video. So we're going to set the goal of 7. Setting goals obviously is very important. Last week I had you set goals as well for your sales. Now we need to have recruiting goals, an actual number. And we're going to set that goal at 7. We always want to overshoot a little bit. So recruiting is a mindset. Before I can jump into telling you how to recruit, it doesn't help if I tell you how if you really don't want to, or you don't believe in it, or you're scared to, or you're afraid. Most people, I'm afraid to lose my own customers. I'm afraid to lose my personal sales. So if you're feeling that way, or if you don't believe in the starter kit, or you're worried about coming across as pushy, you're worried about being too overbearing, I want to ask you a few questions because we have to get your mind. This is mind over matter. This is heart and mind have to overtake what your brain is telling you. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves what's true. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves what's real and what's honest. Sometimes we are the hardest people on ourselves of what we say to each other. So what I want to do is really help you see this through reality and through truth, and then maybe you'll be able to openly more often share how you're sharing the starter kit. So let me ask you some questions, and I want you to realistically think of these. Number 1. What is the best deal in the catalog? If you looked at the catalog, would it be one of our bundles? Those are 10% off. Those are a good deal. Everything else they pay full price for. what's the best deal in the catalog? Where is it that they have the best value? And I'm sure all of you are raising your hand across that screen. I know you are, but I'll pretend that I'm calling on one of you, because this is mimicking what I would do with a group of my potential leaders. So I might have 5 or 6 in the room that I'm working with, or on a Zoom call or something. And the answer is the starter kit. The starter kit is 20% off, right off the top, because it's valued at 125 CSV, and you get to purchase it for $99 CSV. Now, you get, here in the States, we save another 16% in Michigan, because it's 10% shipping. I'm sorry, they save 10%, not 16, 10%. They save the shipping. So now it's a 30% discount off buying those things full price. So the best deal in the catalog is the starter kit. And so everybody can take advantage of that. What woman do you know or man do you know that does not like a good deal? And not only that, but the best deal. They shop around for the best deal. And guess what? The best deal in the catalog, realistically speaking, hands down, is a starter kit. Number 2, let's ask you this question. See what your answer is. Is there any obligation to anyone who buys the kit? Do they have to sell anything anymore? Do they have to buy anything anymore? Is someone going to come, is the Stampin' Up! Police going to come and take their kit away if they don't do something? Is there any obligation? Again, the answer, anybody out there? No, there's not any obligation. Now, are there recommendations? Absolutely, and I will give those. We as leaders and we as the recruiters will give the recommendations of what they do. If they want to keep their discount, then they have to turn in at least the 300 CSV in sales or personal purchases. We will share all of that with them, not right away. But right now, there is no obligation. They can literally buy the kit and do nothing if that's what they so choose. But why would they? You want to use your discount, right? So, but that is true. There is no obligation. So they have nothing to lose. Nothing. Like there's no risk. There's no, it's not a scam. This is straight out. You can purchase it. It's a great deal. And there is no obligation. People like things where there's no obligation. So we have to make sure that they know that. Now we have recommendations and you're going to want to, but no one's going to be holding your hand to the fire or pulling your hair and making you do anything. The third thing I'm going to ask you is, are you happy with Stampin' Up! In your life? Has Stampin' Up! Brought you any happiness, any joy, any relief to a stressful life? Has it helped you to laugh? Has it given you a reason to have friends? Has it given you a reason to find joy? And sometimes a kind of difficult, stressful world in life. No matter how blessed your world is, it still is going to have stress in it. Has Stampin' Up! Brought you any happiness? And I'm going to venture to think every one of us is going to say yes. Maybe lots of happiness, lots of laughter, lots of friends, joy, relaxation. Just making a card today, and I put a piece of a rhinestone on it, and I smiled like it was a reason why I smiled today. Was that any of you? If that's the case, why would you not share that with somebody else? Don't you think they need a little bit of happiness in their life too? So it's a lot about more than just buying a kit, filling out the paperwork, and getting a box or spending money. It's about what do you have extra to offer them, and would you not want to add a little bit of happy onto someone's life? Number 4, can you imagine what your life would be like right now without this hobby in it? Could you imagine what you'd fill your time with? I always say that. My mother loves me, and she thinks I'm too busy all the time. Not so much anymore, but boy, for 15 years we battled this fight around it. You're too busy, you're too busy. And I said, and I finally had to explain to her, Mom, if I wasn't doing Stampin' Up!, if I wasn't stamping or doing retreats with my customers and my friends or running classes, I'd be doing something else. I'm not just going to sit at home and do nothing. I would be doing something else, and it would not be near as beautiful, near as fun, near as rewarding both financially and emotionally as it would be doing Stampin' Up! So ask yourself, if that's true for you, Why would that not be true for the person that you have in your life that you're trying to share this with? Think about them and how they could use this slice of happiness. They could use a piece of this in their life. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to really think about is if someone wanted to buy craft supplies. So these people want to buy craft supplies. They want to make cards. Isn't it best to buy that for themselves at a discount than to get junk at a store that doesn't match, doesn't coordinate, or to buy it directly from you at full price? Isn't it better for them if they're going to buy craft supplies to get it from themselves at a discount? I'm sure you answered yes to all of those questions. If you believe in these 5 things, and obviously you can tell I'm very passionate about these things and more, if you believe in them, then you can openly share the starter kit with everyone. I don't have to pick and judge who I'm going to share it with, who I'm not going to share it with. Everybody gets offered it. You come into my classes, you're getting offered. You come into my workshops, you're a friend of mine, you're a family of mine. You're going to get offered the starter kit because I believe in these 5 things. I believe it's the best deal in the catalog. I believe that it brings a whole lot of happy to our lives. I believe that there's no obligation. Just try it out. If you don't like it, then so be it. Go back to being my customer. No risk. No risk. We just have a little bit of fun in the process, and you get some stamps in the process. I believe that it's best for you to get your discount than to pay me full price. Those are things that I believe in, so I can openly, confidently share the starter kit. To begin with, let's start. Okay, so that is, I got to set your mind work. I got to get your mind in the right place so that we can move forward with the rest of it. So the rest of this is going to be the how-tos, the who's, the where's, the when's. How are you going to make this happen? If you believe in this so passionately, how are you going to be able to share that? So let's get down to some real basic tools to help you share the starter kit. These are things that I do, even basic tools. 17 years later, they still work. I go back to these. So some of you have been with me for a while. You might have heard some of these. So these are going to be reminders to you to actually do them. A lot of times we know what to do, but then we get hung up. So when we recruit, ultimately we are always going to be thinking about what's best for that other person, okay? So everybody has a different reason as to why the kit would be best for them. And I want to point that out. So each individual person that I'm sharing this with, there's a different reason behind. Some it's because they spend so much they could use the discount. Some is because they're such talented stampers that they need to be teaching other people. Like, you've got a talent, share it, use it, teach it, get paid to do it. Some people could use a little extra money. Some people could really just save some extra money. There's other people who that they're actually kind of lonely. Like, so be it. Not everybody's busy. Some people are lonely, and this is a great need and a great fill for them to be able to find friends and have a purpose in life and actually have something to show up to, something to do with their time. And some people use this as a card ministry, a purpose for their life. I have an aunt right now that I'm working on recruiting, and yeah, working. It's been about 2 months I've been talking to her. She's lonely, and her kids are all moved away, and she's trying to re-find her purpose in life. I'm like, listen, I got a purpose for you. I can tell you one thing I'm not is lonely or bored. So let me tell you about it. And she's so excited, just a little hesitant, but very, very excited. So there's all kinds of people. Some people are so busy that they need this for a break in life. I have a lot of recruits that I have like that. Like, you are about as busy as I am, and you need to have a break in life so that you can have a little bit of you time, a little bit of time away from always being either mom or wife or daughter or friend or house cleaner or cooker. You can be you, and you can control your own destiny and have a little bit of fun, or actually have a business that is your own. I know women who are extremely wealthy that could buy anything they wanted, but they still run a business and they run it very successfully. And the reason why is because they need something to identify themselves and put their energy into that they're in control of and that they're proud of. And I know people who are financially struggling greatly, and they use this to help pay for their kids' dance or their orthodontics bill or their car payment. And so can you see the point? This can help just about anyone, but you have to fine tune that to who do you think that is. Now, I made a little list for you here. So to begin with, so for some of you, you might not have any recruits, or you might only have a couple. Let me tell you, my first 3 recruits were a friend, my mother-in-law, and then our actual real customer. So those were my first 3 recruits. And I just started with right around the people around you. So we're going to start around with the people who are closest to you. You don't have to start with strangers. Number 1 is your family and your friends who you know love to stamp or love to spend time with you. I know many mother-daughter teams, very successful actually. I could tell you them, but I don't want to embarrass them. And a lot of sister-sister teams. Sometimes I knew 2 sisters that were in the top 100 at the same time. And they work together and they build each other up. And then of course they run their own separate businesses, but they're in this together. I know I have several, like 4 mother-daughter teams that come to my to my retreats, and they have so much fun together, but they're still demonstrators and run classes together, or they also do it separate. But look at your mother, your sister, your granddaughter, your best friend. These are people that know you, that you guys can have fun doing this together. Number 2, your neighbors or friends. Here's my thing. I always tell my friends, if you want to spend time with me, you got to stamp. If you don't stamp, you might not see me for months at a time. But if you want to see me every week, then join my team. You get to come to team meetings. You get to come to classes with me, my retreat with me. We can stamp together. So yes, a lot of my friends either have been hostesses, they've been recruits, they have been class attendees, because I am bringing them into my vortex any way that I can. Number 3 is anyone who's hosted a workshop for you or a current hostess. Offering the starter kit using their host rewards is absolutely one of the best deals in the catalog. They can get the kit for even cheaper. So anybody who has said yes to hosting a party, they probably will be one of the best recruits you have. Literally, and I share this, please know my heart, not to be boastful. I just want to give you some confidence. Since I've been with the company, I've recruited over 300 people. Now, obviously, they're not all still active. They've come and gone, and some of those are actually people that were recruits before, and then they've joined again. So they're not all 300 different people either, because sometimes people, after 17 years, people have stamped, took a little break and come back, took a little break and even come back. So, but the point of this is I'm going to share this with every hostess that I have. I can honestly say probably 90% of my hostesses over the last 17 years have always joined. I offer it to every single one of them, and they almost always say yes. Because when they say yes, they already have friends that are going to stamp with them and probably be their customers to help them keep their quotas. So it's a really easy sell, let's say, but it just makes sense for them to be able to do that. The 4th thing are your customers who love the product. I have lots of them, and I offer it to everybody. But the ones that continue to put orders in, I always say, listen, I love you. I do, and I appreciate you. You're one of my very best customers. And I love taking your order. It's you. I love it that Rhonda Wade's in your checkbook a whole lot. But I love you enough that I want to make sure you know the opportunity to purchase a starter kit so that you can get your things at a discount. It is just as you don't have to do classes, there's no obligation, but you can get your stuff at a discount. So think about it. Let me give you some information. And I'll share with you how I give the information here in just a minute. But my customers are given that spiel right there. What I just said to you is exactly what I really say. Like that was me talking to a customer. And that's it. So they feel nothing but love from me. They're not feeling pushed on. I'm not like pushing the starter kit on them. And I say, if you say no, no problem. I will continue to take your full price orders. I love you and I appreciate you. So I'll keep taking it. And someday you might change your mind, and that's okay. Whenever you're ready to purchase your things for cheaper, just let me know. It's really that simple. Okay, number 5. These are people who you're making a list of. These are the people who I actually target. Like I go after them to offer them the starter kit, which you can tell it's going to be pretty much everybody. But these are like specific mindsets that I look for. So number 5 are customers who linger after my classes, or they come early and they offer to help. Every time I'm like, oh, I love it. I'll have a customer come, and the first thing you know is she's like staying after. Can I help you clean? I'm like, sure, go ahead. I have, by the way, I always have a helper at my classes who help clean too, but I'm like, sure, go ahead. Jane could use the help. Cassie could use the help. And I'm like beaming inside. She is my next recruit because she wants to stay. She like, this is fun. What we do is fun. It's so fun and it's rewarding, and they want to be a part of that with me and with my other helpers. And so I'm like, sure, absolutely. And then you better believe she's going to get the spiel about buying the starter kit. And also the ones that come early, because I can tell too that they want to come and like be a part and visit, and they want to be a part of the actual process of the class. Number 6 is very talented stampers. Like, now I personally go after them. Like, I see someone who, like, she brings me her stuff from home that she's made. That's a light bulb. She wants to show her stuff off. People that's the big thing. They are talented. I literally like will go, you need to join my team. Like, you are so talented, and I want to share that with my group. And plus, I'm sure you are so many things that you're going to want to purchase that you can get them at a discount. I look for the talented ones for sure, because I know that they're going to do a fabulous job. And number 7 is past demonstrators. Bring them back in. When everybody, and so when people leave, I always try to leave on a very open bridge. It's okay. Some people need breaks. That's totally fine. But someday you might want to come back again. Past demonstrators are one of my number 1 people that I have to join back. People that maybe have dropped for years and then are coming back. One of my last silvers was one of my recruits my second year, so 15 years ago. And she was, 15 years younger too. And so she was very busy with work. And then she retired a year and a half ago. And periodically she was still on my email list, and she just got a hold of me through one of my emails to say, I just retired, and I need something to help me stay occupied. And so she came to a couple of my classes, and then anyway, she bought the starter kit again, and she just promoted to silver, and it has 3 recruits for celebration. So you never know. Those past people, when they come back, they have a whole different view sometimes. All right, so that's the list. I want you to make a list with me. I make this list all the time. And so this is a list. You're actually going to write it down. Now, some of you prefer the computer, so you can maybe make a document, but I use my hand and print and paper. I love blank paper and a pen. All right, the next thing is sharing the starter kit actually needs to become a habit. It's a part of what you do at every event. Don't overthink it. I actually think some of the biggest issues of why people struggle with recruiting is because they overthink it too much. And you're making it all about you. So yeah, it's good for you. Yes, you're going to get flex points. When they join right now, you get the 2. If you have 1, you get a free stamp set. It's like $24.95 or less, CSV. If you have 2, you get the 15,000 flex points. So yeah, that's really good for you. Then when they become qualified, you get 5,000 flex points. When they become bronze elite, you get, I think 7,500 flex points. You get more and more. You get a lot when you have recruits. Now here's the cool part. If you're shooting for silver elite, you're getting 5 or more recruits. If you get 5 or more qualified recruits, you get a $700 CSV bonus. So that's so cool. These recruits that you recruit can give you so much more financial reward. They give you the flex points and the bonus. And then when those same 5 recruits become a bronze elite or a silver, they give you another bonus. So of course, if you have 1 or 2, you won't earn bonuses. But if you start to get to at the silver elite status, you might have 5 to 7, maybe to 10, and then you're working towards financial freedom with bonuses that you can hit. These recruits can give you so much more than just that little order each month at a club. Also, you get a commission off what they sell. Remember in the very beginning, I shared with you one of the benefits of being a silver elite is that you start getting paid team commission off what they sell as well. But 1 or 2, it starts off small, but then you have 3 or 4, and 5 and 6 and 7, and a second level, and it starts to grow. you're not going to have it immediately. You've got to start somewhere. When I got to climb a ladder, I got to start at the bottom rung. I can't jump to the middle. If I did, it wouldn't be pretty. I might crash and really, really hurt myself. So we got to start at the bottom and build a solid foundation. And what do you do when you have a ladder and you're trying to climb it? Don't you have people come hold the bottom for you? You can't do it alone. That's obviously what I'm here for. That's what your upline is there for, and your team that you're having. So, with that being said, we've got to start, and then those financial benefits will grow. They do grow. If you continue to work the system, they do grow. Okay. Overthinking it is the one thing I see that most people struggle with. Like, they put so much worry and stock into all the information, and it's, these people, it's as simple as sharing the best deal in the catalog. It's as simple as adding a little bit of fun to their life. It's as simple as letting them get a discount. It's as simple as that. Now it will be more. And we're going to talk about that next week. Once people join, then how do you get them engaged to get those promotions? And that's going to be our last video that we're going to talk about. But right now, we just got to get them there. We don't have any opportunity to work with them if they're not even there to sign up with. So we have to get them there to begin with. All right. You don't want to overthink it. You want to share it with everyone and think about it as giving the information to everyone. Then you let them make their own decision. I hear yes and no, and everyone makes their own decision. But my job is to inform everyone of what the starter kit is, what the obligations are, which is none, and what their benefits are. So next I have, let's see how many. I have 4. I've got my paper here. I have 9 things that you can do to help inform them of what their benefits are. And then they can say yes or no, right? You just got to give them information. This is your job. Just giving information. That's it. Let them make their own decision. I'm not twisting anybody's arm. If they tell me no, they tell me no. If they tell me yes, they tell me yes. It is their choice to make. And here's the beautiful part about women in general, and some men out there as well, is that we change our minds. We may say yes one day and actually change it to no. So when they say yes, you got to act right away. But people do say no, and they change their minds to yes later. So your job is just to give information and let them work all of that out. So then these next 4 things are ones that I have down here once a month, once a month, once a month. And you rotate these. So you don't do these all in one week. You do one the first week, one the second week, one the third week, and then one the last week of the month. So starting off brand new, like right now, we have just about 2 weeks left of Celebration of March. If you're watching this right now, you might not be watching this until next August. Doesn't matter. Whenever you're watching this, you're going to pick every week of the month, and you're going to assign it a week as a job. One of your jobs that week, one of your scheduled items on your calendar is to give out information about the starter kit. So the first one is to do an email. Give them, you can just copy and paste your benefits, which we're going to talk about a benefits page. I'll show you here mine in a minute. And I'll give you the link so you can see it. Not to copy mine, because mine might be different than yours, but to give you a sample or an idea of what a benefits page would look like. What's the benefits of belonging to Stampin' Up? What's the benefits of belonging to your team? Remember also from the first week, what is your team name? What's your team brand? Those are very, very important. So you got to build it before they can come. So second thing is to post about it on your blog. Now, if you don't have a blog, you don't have to do this. But if you have a blog, you want to post it there. Every month, once a month, you should be informing people by posting it on your blog. And number 3, to share it on Facebook at least once a month. Share it in your Facebook group and share it in your Facebook business page at least once a month. Now, those I might also vary. I might do it on my business page one day and then 6 days later share it in my group. I will also, when I post it on my blog, then you can also share that on your Facebook group and your Facebook page, because that will drive people there. And when I'm posting about it, I'm just maybe showing a picture of a sample kit, and these are the benefits. Here's the cost. Join here. That's it. No arm twisting. Remember, we're just informing. No hair pulling. Just giving information. We're not being overbearing. We're not being pushy. We're not being salespeople. We're just giving factual information, letting other people make their own decisions. And number 4 is to send out love cards once a month. I love cards, cards with a heart, because what do you love? There's lots of things that we love. And one thing I love is Stampin' Up! Product. And I love, it's just so it's so pretty, like this. I love this piece of paper. It's so pretty. And my customers love it too. And this one, look, this one has sparkle. I love that. There's so many things I love. And so I want to share that love with them. So I will send out love cards once a month. I'll pick maybe 10 people and send them a card. You know, if you love the product like I do, or I'm sending this to people that I know and say, I know how much you love the product. So you really should think about buying that starter kit. And then I will send them a little packet in the mail. So this is a great time for me to show you my recruit packet. I'm going to take a little break here at number 4. Now, a love card I would usually always put in with a little package. So this is my little package. This is the Sweet Soiree paper, so it's got a little glare to it. It's beautiful. So I will pick some real trendy paper, like brand new paper that's just came out. So maybe a whole pack of the Sweet Soiree, the Petal Palette. I'm not going to use old paper because I want them to see this paper and say, oh, I got to have that. You know what? Get it in your starter kit. So this is, when I'm handing out paperwork, you can make up about 10 or 20 of these. This is a part of your homework, to have these folders on hand with you at all times. You're never going to be able to recruit if you're not prepared, if you don't have information to give them. If people are uninformed, they're not going to know what they're saying yes or no to. So let's make up 10 or 20 of these and just have them on hand. So, okay, look, and don't give me the excuse you're too busy. Don't give me the excuse that you don't have time, or these are too hard. This will literally take you 30 minutes to make 20 of them. They are that simple. So you could just do 12, because there's 12 sheets in a pack of paper if you want to. So I have a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and I just tied some ribbon on it. You could decorate it, make it super pretty if you want to. Listen, just tie it up with a bow like I did. But inside, I just created a quick little folder. I glued down my business card here, so they have all my information right there. This is the recruiting brochure over here, and I have that in there so they can go through that. I'm so grateful for this. This makes me so happy. I have a card in here that I will, and I always choose a cute, very, very trendy card. Look how cute this one is. This is a part of a class that I'm doing, was it For the Birds, or Flying Home, and it's colored with the blends. I love that one. And I'll put a personal note in here directly for that person as to why I would love to have them as a part of my team. It's all about love, right? So those are love cards. They love the product. I love them. Come and join. You're going to love the Rubber Queens, I'm telling you. Then on this side, this is my benefits sheet. So this is directly off of my blog, my Join Your Team page, and I just copied and pasted it into a document that has my logo at the top. That's it. Super simple. One sheet, one page. If your benefits page is longer than that, you're getting way too wordy. Like, chop it down. One page is all that should fit on there. This I print off and I keep with my starter kit display. I keep it with my my recruit brochures, or I keep them right in here so I can just hand this to somebody. So the next thing is, this is the recruiting flyer that's on Stampin' Up's website. My color printer was out, so I would print this up in color. So that's really pretty. But this is just Stampin' Up's flyer that they have on in their print lab. So I'd put that in there too. And then the last thing but not least is the actual starter kit order form. I want them right away thinking, okay, what's next? The order form. Fill it out. Let's go. There's nothing else to think about. Let's do it. So those are the 3 things. That's it. So don't give out any more information. That's too much. That's enough already. You've got those things for them to read. The benefits, 1 page. Remember, simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. We don't want to scare people away. We want to attract them to us. Sometimes too much information can be very, very scary. So that's it. So let me show you how I made this, right? Okay. So you didn't think you were going to get a crafting video from me, did you? So you're going to take a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and at the bottom of it, you're going to score it at 3 inches. And then you're just going to fold that up at that 3-inch mark like that. Okay, wow, Rhonda, that was tricky. So just score it right up there and fold it. And then I took this, and then while it was still open, I scored it at 6 inches. So right in half. Can you see that score mark? So this and then this. That's it. You could make it into like a really fancy, like you could put in other lines and all. That's it, okay? And then there's your cute little folder. Very pretty. What we do is pretty, so make sure that your recruit folder is pretty. And that literally is super cheap. Don't go out and buy folders. Just make those. I mean, it's, what is that, 12? So it's $1, a piece for you, and then you use your discount or whatever. Okay, so the I love you card I would send with that packet for people that I'm trying to recruit. But sometimes I might just send out a card of thinking of you. I'd love to have you back to my team. I do that to a lot of my past demonstrators. I send those cards out to try to re-engage them. Okay, number 5 is to have a Join Now benefits page on your blog. So every time I mention the word Rubber Queens in like an email that I'm doing to my customers, I always hyperlink so they can click on it and go right to that page. So my benefits page, I just showed you. That's my real benefits page, and I just printed it up too. So, but that's the same information I would have on my blog. So number 6 is to print that benefits page and have it on display at all times. Put it in your recruit folder and then give it to people at your classes so they can read about it and make their own decision. Remember, we're just giving information. That's all. Number 7 is to create a sample of a starter kit and have it on display. That's where I would keep my folders. That's where I would keep the benefits page, and I can hand it to people. I do have a neat picture. I can show you a very current one that one of my training clients did. I'll ask her if I can share it, and I'm sure she'll say yes. And I just did a video on one that was on my Creating Success training group, or my Creating Success Facebook page. I did a video and I showcased a box with what I would put in one just to kind of give it a visual so people can see the benefit and how powerful. Just thinking of itself, $99 doesn't sound like, whatever, but when you see the box of how much they can get for that, plus the free paper pumpkin, plus the 2 free stamp sets if you're watching this during celebration, there's so much available to them. Okay, so have that, it's a visual. Just have it on display somewhere in your crafting, where you're doing your classes. If you have to travel for your classes, you can bring it with you in a basket. Number 8 is to talk about it at every class workshop and pass out that recruiting brochure. So I don't give a whole packet like this to everybody, but I do have brochures that I'll give to everybody. When I do a workshop, I give everybody like a folder of an order form, their packet, their make and take packet, a door price form, and a recruiting brochure. So now that we have an up-to-date, beautiful brochure, use that. Use it. Every person gets one. Everyone gets one. When they come to my class, I will pass it out to everybody so that everyone is informed and can make their decision that the kit is a good deal. Usually at my classes, some of the people there will already be a part of my team. And so I'll have them say, hey, and they still come to my classes. And anybody who comes to my classes always pays the same. They pay full price. But they're still able to come to my classes because they're really just a happy shopper. They just want to get their stuff from me and come to my classes, but then also go home and put their big orders on their own, or maybe be able to stamp with their friends and put their friends' orders in. Number 9 is to also have those starter kit order forms, flyers, and brochures on you at all times. So I recommend you make up about 10 or 20 of these pretty folders and just have them, with you, a couple of them on with you at all times. Once people are informed, then they can make a wise decision to say yes or no if it's for them or not. So what I put down here next, and if you're following along with your handbook, I've got it right here. These are obviously just bullet points to go along with what you're learning. I want to give around with you what I call the target analogy. This is one that you probably have heard. Maybe some of you have heard it, some of you haven't. It's a great analogy for you to wrap around your brain, and you can share it with your people that you're trying to talk to. Let's say one of your favorite stores is Target. Let's just say, or your favorite store might be Sephora or Walmart or Nordstrom's. I don't know, wherever your favorite store is, you have a favorite store. Let's say that and a lot of people's favorite store is Stampin' Up. Okay, this is one of their favorite stores. So you're going to go into Target, and guess what? If you join Target. You become like a Target member, which a lot of these, like Sam's Club does this. A lot of people do this. So you become a member. It's $99, but you get to pick out and shop whatever you want for $125. So right away, your initial order, you're going to get 30% off of it. Okay, so that's a great deal if I went into Target. And then they told me, now that I've actually joined as a preferred customer, as a happy shopper, I get to get a permanent, or I get to get a discount for the next 3 months, at least 3 months, maybe more, between 20 and 25% every time that I use it. And the more that I use it, the more I'm going to save. So would I not want to know about that deal? Now, maybe I don't want it because I'm trying to save money and I'm not going to buy it, then fine. But you better believe if I walked into Target and they had that deal and didn't tell me about it, I'd be ticked at that sales associate. Like, you knew that that coupon was out there for everyone and you didn't share it with me. I would not be happy with that sales associate. Instead, if they did say, hey, just so you know, here's the deal. Once you join, you can, and then here's the cool part, you could almost become like an affiliate. And anything that you sell to your friends of ours, you're going to get a percentage of that. Affiliation is an extremely big, huge industry out there right now. This is kind of what the concept is. So people that you sell to or that you bring into the company, you get a percentage of what they sell. So there's affiliates to and almost all department stores now have affiliates. So I could become an affiliate. And let's say I bought this shirt from Macy's and then I wore it and I said, hey, everybody who wants to buy this shirt from Macy's, click here and buy it. And they buy it, but guess what? I get a percentage of that. I'm called an affiliate. And that is exactly what you're doing with joining the company. You're going to buy it, you're going to use it, and that's it. You could just use it yourself and just get your discount. But if you want to actually have your friends buy it too, we'll give you a percentage of it. It's the same concept. So it's all about how you present it to your future downline member, your customer, your new recruit, how you're going to do that. But either way, that's the deal you're offering them. You're offering them to join, get $125 CSV worth for $99, and then a coupon that they get to use for everything else that they purchase, anything. There is nothing in there that we don't get at a discount, between 20 and 25%. Look at that analogy. So make sure that you're sharing that with everybody. Let them say yes or no, but it's a good enough deal in the book that everyone should know about it. So think right now, who do you want to share that with? When I went through the list of, let's make this list, when I just asked you right there, I know there's names that are popping in your head. As I was talking to you, names were popping in my head. It's what happens. Like, oh yeah, that's that person. Oh, that is that person. That is that person. Yes, she needs this in her life, or he needs this. So this is these names right here. Write them down. Who do you want to share this with? This Target analogy. This great deal. Be the sales associate that is going to be willing to share it and not hoard it all to yourself. Let's add it. We only have about 10 minutes left, so we're gonna wrap it up here. No is a part of life. It happens. If I said yes to everything that my kid wanted, I'd have a real spoiled, absolute brat on my hands that, we have to say no to some things. No is a part of life. Not everyone, and it's the same thing with a starter kit. No is a part of the process. Imagine if everybody said yes to you, then you would have no customers. So when I offer the opportunity, because I offer it to everybody, I'm actually kind of happy sometimes when I get a no, because I'm like, phew, they'll stay a customer for a little bit longer. That keeps my sales nice and strong. But because I know eventually they're going to say yes. But I still get yeses too. So I am always looking for new customers to replace those that do say yes. But the truth is, if everybody said yes, we would have no customers. We would have a big struggle on our hands. So it's okay if you hear the word no. Don't take it personally. They're not saying, no, I don't like you. I don't want to be with you. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, you don't know what they're saying. They could be saying, no, my husband's going to kill me if I do one more thing. Or no, I don't have any money right now. I can't do it. You don't know these things that are going in their head. Or no, they just are not informed. They don't want to be a part of some scam, some pyramid. They don't know that's not what we are. That's not what we do. So again, they just need a little bit of information. So when I hear the word no, I will give them the packet and say, just go ahead and read about it. If you have any questions, I just think you'd be great at this. I think you would be wonderful as a part of my team. I think you'd be great at this because you're so helpful. I think you'd be great at this because you spend so much money you could use your discount. I think you'd be great at this because you are a talented stamper, and I selfishly want that as a part of my team. Do you see? I let them know why I think that they'd be great at that. I'm planting their seeds. It's in their brain. They're going to go home. We all know what happens when we go home with our catalog. It's so fun to look at the book, and they're going to start adding up that wish list and say, yeah, you're right. I could use that discount. So just plant your seeds and trust the process. Okay. No really does not mean no forever. Really, it doesn't. You're only giving the opportunity, and their minds can change. When they go home, a lot of things can happen. I remember one of my very good Dowling members now, and she is a hobbyist, but she's a silver, of course, and she just has a couple classes every now and then. But when I met her, and I offered her the opportunity, because like I did with everybody, you'd be great at this because she had so many friends that stamped, and she was talented. She was like, oh, absolutely not, no way, I am not. I don't want to sell this. I don't want to do classes. I'm like, okay, just wanted to make sure you knew about it. The next class, she came up to me like her with her tail between her legs, and she was like, do you know what? She said, I mentioned this to my husband, and he was like, a discount? Do it, because I'm tired of seeing those stuff coming out of her bank account. So she actually got support from her husband, and she came back and said, I changed my mind. So that was like a month and a half later, but the wheels were turning from the time that I told her about it a month and a half ago. So people do change their minds. All right, here we go. This is the last part. Once you got that interest, once you've done all the things that we've talked about, you're going to be generating interest. Just interest. What do you do? When people are saying, well, maybe, or I'm thinking about it, what should you do? Number one, give information. Just give the recruit folder. If you don't have that with you, just give the brochure, but give information, let them read about it. Don't just spiel everything out at them. It's too much. You're going to scare them. Follow up with them afterwards with a text message. I love text messaging afterwards to say, hey, did you have a chance to read the brochure? Do you have any questions for me? I'm here to answer them whenever you want to. I believe in this deal. It's the best deal in the book, and I'd love for you to be able to take advantage of it. Number 3, invite them to come to your next team meeting. By the way, we're going to talk about team meetings next week, but invite them to come so they can see it in action. They can see that the stamping thing is a lot bigger than just you. It is like there's retired women there, there's young moms there, there's people there that are skinny, that are big, that are tall, that are short, that are really shy, that are really outgoing. They're going to see that they fall within this beautiful community of people that are so accepting that they want to be a part of it too, and we have fun. So invite them to come to that next team meeting. The next one is to invite her over to stamp with you. There is nothing more powerful than rubber, ink, and paper. If you're making a card and all of a sudden you say, you know what, don't forget about that kit I told you about. It's like, wow, the power has just been unleashed. Because it's that euphoria that's created as they're stamping. That's the time to ask. That's the time to talk about it. So if they maybe invite them to come to a class, obviously, but if not, just invite them to come over to stamp. There's so much power that can happen over maybe a cup of coffee and some stamps or a glass of wine. If you give her lots of wine, she'll really say yes. But you want to be able to have a relaxing time and let her ask questions in a non-confrontational, non-overbearing way. It's a simple process. Number 5, do not run at the mouth. So if they have interest, don't just start throwing everything at her. It's as simple as just buying the kit. Once they buy the kit, then I have a one-on-one meeting with them and we go over what they need to know to move forward with whatever their goals are. It might just be how to put an order in, or it might be to start their first class and schedule their first workshop and to have and get that card class on their calendar. But we'll work with them after they join. Number 6, Do not scare them away with too much lingo or too much information. Do not talk about demonstratorship and business and classes and recruiting and minimums. Don't use those words. Those are words that we understand, that they don't understand, and they're actually very quite scary. So I just use the words happy shopper, preferred customer, discount. Those are all. Join my team. Have fun. We're going to have fun. Use your talents. I don't talk about the business lingo until they're choosing to be a part of that. Then we slowly but surely teach them that as we go. We're not on a race here. We're not in a race to get this done. We're in a journey to do it properly and to build our teams effectively and happy teams. Number 7 is to keep it simple. So again, we don't want to give too much information or too much lingo. Now, if they ask questions, absolutely I answer their questions as honestly as I can. I give all the information that they want, but I don't offer a whole lot more because it will scare them away. Number 8, here's the big one. So if they have interest, you got to seal the deal. Stop talking. When are we going to do this? Are you going to sign up now? Let's get out my computer. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Don't let them continue to think about it. And my answer is when. So if they say, oh, yeah, I really am very interested. Okay, great. When do you want to do this? Do you want to do it right now? Oh, no, I can't right now. I got to talk to my husband. Okay, good. So do you want to do it tomorrow? I can text you tomorrow and we can do it over the phone tomorrow. So when, again, you're not being pushy, you're being clear. Okay, you're being clear here. We've got to have a clear step of what's next. This is the same thing when you're booking a party, guys. If you're booking a party, like, oh, yeah, I'd love to have a party someday. And we're just like, oh, yay, I'm so glad. Okay, I'll get a hold of you. We'll get a date. It never happens because then you playing phone tag, and then they go home and they change their mind. Remember? They change their mind for the good and the bad. So when someone shows interest, we're going to seal the deal now. When? Why wait? Do it tonight. Let's sit down and do it right now. At least fill out the paperwork and give it to me and give me your credit card number, your social security number, your address. Give me all that information, and then we can go. Because I just mentioned that, let me know that when I am very clear that they're joining the company, and they fill out the paperwork, and when you fill out the paperwork, it asks for their social security number. I tell them that the company has to have that in case for some reason you decide to make a whole lot of money. You have to make money in order for them to be able to that they need that for anything. So it's just by law, whenever anybody joins a company, they have to collect that social security number. That's it. Again, don't go into great detail. It's not a scary thing. We've all done it. I joined as a hobbyist too. I had no interest in making a single penny when I joined, not one. Well, and look, now it is a very huge financial business for me, and I'm very happy with it. I do make money, and so had they not collected my social security number, so people's minds change. It's just to have, when you join, you have to have it. It's not you that's asking for it, it's the company. Okay. And number 9 is to help them make their wish list, their very long wish list. Don't just stop at $125. You make your wish list of everything that you want, and then we can pick out $125 of it and put it on your kit because you have to hit exactly $125. The rest of it you can use on your first order when you get your discount. So, this is the deal. This is why you're joining, is because after you buy that kit, then you get to get a discount. This is how I really encourage qualified recruits, and we're going to talk about this next on the next video. The biggest thing is having them start with their wish list, and a lot of people buy their way to the qualified status, and then eventually they have so much stuff they want to do classes. And sometimes they need a lot of stuff to be able to do classes properly the way that they want to do classes. So help them make a long wish list. And then keep that wish list going and keep adding to it because then they can use their discount to slowly peck things off of there as they can afford it and as their budget allows. Number 10, seal the deal. This goes along, I suppose, with number 8. When are we doing it? We're not going to sit here and talk. I'm going to actually ask, okay, so you want the kit. When do you want to do it? Let's make a decision and do it. Because so many people waffle and waver, and we waffle and we waver and we don't follow up, and then we lose them. So instead, I'm like, if they show the interest, then seal the deal. When are we going to do it? Talking is not enough. We want to see some action. Okay, the last part is your homework. First of all, I hope you're leaving here inspired to share that starter kit. This was all about helping you get your 7 recruits. Next video, we're going to talk about what to do with them once they join. How do you get them to be more than just people who meet quotas? And you have influence over that. You really, really do. So we're going to talk about that next week. Right now, we're just getting them to buy the kit and join and sign up. And I know that if you believe, as passionately as you can tell, even I believe, but how passionately you love this product, this hobby, this company, if you share that, people will say yes. Your homework, okay, number 1 is to create those 10 new recruit folders. I showed you mine. You're welcome to copy how simple it is. Number 2, make that list. We went over I showed you who to add to the list, and then set appointments with them. Remember, ask them to come over to stamp with you. Invite them to come to your next team meeting. What do you do with them? Follow the steps. They work. So set up an appointment to meet with them. If it's over coffee, again, over wine. If it's at your house, their house, coffee shop, pizza shop, I don't care. Over the phone, meet with them. So then they can ask you questions. You can give them the folder. They should have had it already. And then let's go. Seal the deal. When are you going to do it? We can do it right now if you want to. Or set up an appointment when you can do it. Number 3, just have a folder dedicated to who you're going to follow up with. I believe in door price forms as well. I thought I had mine here. So we fill out from the door price forms. I get interest from, I just have interest from people I find all over. I have a folder where I keep all of those people. So I know who to text, who to email, who to message, who to follow up with. Number 4 is to set up a plan for the next 4 weeks on those first 4 steps. So remember, the 4 things to do to give information. I want you to set up a plan for the next 4 weeks to be able to share those. So remember, it's the email, the blog, the cards, and the Facebook. So the next 4 weeks, I want you to plan which one you're going to do which week. So, and then you're just going to repeat, and then you repeat. Remember, what you're learning here today is not just for now. This is forever. So you will have a forever flow of new recruits coming into your business. Number 5, the last one, is to create that sample starter kit display and put it on display. There you go. I know if you follow these steps, you will share it. And next week, we're going to talk about your next video. You could watch it, next week, 2 weeks, whatever. But the next video, we're going to share with you the 3rd module, and that is growing your team, engaging your team, inspiring your team. And we have to get at least 1 silver in your team in order for you to be able to promote to Silver Elite. And then the next step is to continue to working with them so you get more silvers, and eventually you could even have your own Silver Elite and you'll promote to Gold. So, but we all got to start the basics. We all have to start here. We're on the same ground together. This is just something that I just do all the time, over and over again. I have funnels, I find new customers, I recruit them, and I teach them to be silvers, and then eventually possibly a Silver Elite. So I'm in this with you. We're all in this together. So we can do it. I know we can. All right, thank you. I look forward to hearing from you and how your journey is going on how to promote to Silver Elite. Bye-bye.